kind of having control of the audio video. Really not my comfort zone. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few things about Nightscape and also a little bit about Klip and who I am as an artist and who Klip is. You know, a lot of people always ask me, you know, especially this week about technology. It's like, is your art technology or is your technology art? And it's a weird question. I really view technology kind of what it is, and not to be corny, but I'm going to do the Greek origin of, you know, some related etymology. You know, it comes from techno, which is basically means art or craft. And, you know, I really believe in that, and I really believe in that technology is merely just a tool for what I do at Klip Collective. And what we do is projection mapping mostly, but I use a lot of imaging technology, pixels, computers, projectors, lights, cameras, filmmaking tools to like make experiences. And it's really cool, it's fun, I get to have a lot of fun, I actually get to make money doing this, it's crazy. It's weird. But we have a great, you know, it's like being in charge of this great crew, we're, you know, based here in Philly, and it's an interesting experience because, you know, we're using pixels as like, you know, we're using this projector here to, you know, share this stuff, but, you know, I use projectors more as these tools to illuminate the world around us. And whether it's, you know, architecture or water, you know, it's kind of, the creativity just comes from the relationship between technology and kind of the world around us. So, you know, this is surreal. I'm so sick of looking at this thing. So, so how did, sorry, I was up late at Longwood last night, so I'm a little, a lot of people ask us, how did Klip and Longwood get together, which has been an amazing experience. I'm going to get to that in a little bit. But I did this a few years ago in Bartram's Gardens for Data Garden. Joe Pantucci's a good friend of mine, and he was like, yo, do you want to do Data Garden? And I always had this like idea to do an installation in a meadow. So we made all these, we call it the smoke monster. We basically created just like 2 smoke machines in a bin with a bunch of inline fans, and we made like 100-foot long smoke veil that I then rear projected onto above the meadow. And it was like the aliens landed. It was awesome. It was really cool. And the beautiful thing about being in Philadelphia and being an artist is like you collaborate a lot. You end up doing a lot of you know, installations just to do. And it was great for me to execute this and see how an audience reacted to it. And one of the coolest things that I noticed was that, you know, people would come out to the meadow and they would walk into the piece, which was totally unexpected and super cool, because then they became kind of the work. And so we did this, we documented it, we put it online. I love the, you know, the artistic themes in here. It's like, oh, it's natural, but then it turns into this cool, like, digital vibe. So it's pretty lights. So, back to Longwood and Klip, and one of the great things about this relationship is that they've given, and this speaks to a lot of your points you mentioned earlier, you know, about the process and, you know, how jumbled it is and how experimentation is a really big part of exploration. I'd never taken a video class. I learned all this stuff just from messing around with the stuff and just, you know, learning from my mistakes and just, you know, I've been doing it for a while. So, what's so great about this relationship that Longwood and Klip have is that, you know, from the very beginning, you know, Paul and the team saw the meadow piece, and then they were like, let's meet, let's talk, and we started talking. And, you know, we put together kind of a presentation, but one of my stipulations was I need time to experiment in the gardens. Projecting on architecture is one thing, projecting on plants, yeah, good luck with that. It's not easy. And part of our work is being able to take, you know, our craft and communing with the space and with what we're projecting on and creating a relationship between the two. So having Longwood as a canvas has been really interesting. So I'm just going to show kind of work in progress. A lot of this no one's seen yet, so and I apologize for it not being bright. It's really bright in here. It's better suited in the darkness. But here's a kind of like a preview of some of the things and kind of what we've been going through as far as like the challenges that are at hand. Because like I said, projecting on plants is like completely different. But then I just started noticing that when you start projecting geometric forms, for example, onto this chaotic, super textured canvas, all these beautiful things start happening and they start evolving, and you start noticing the textures of this space and the plants in a completely different way. Like that's, you know, I'm just projecting a very basic pattern animated, but when you project it in a certain way and you look at it from a certain angle, it becomes the trees and the plant life really come alive in a very beautiful way. This is the legacy tree. This is one of my favorites. It's one of the oldest trees, and it really showcases kind of like we're really projection mapping here. So, which is interesting. Like I said, architecture is one thing. Doing organic forms is quite a doozy. Everyone's like, "What if the plants move?" I think this tree's older than I am. I don't think it's moving. So, but as you can see, Miyazaki's a big influence of ours. And I kind of call this my Miyazaki tree. So pretty. What's next? This is the large lake. This is actually a time lapse. We developed a really cool system where we can capture projections in speed with long exposure time lapse. It's super cool. It's actually an Arduino controlled little box. It's also cameras and projectors. I don't like to talk too much about technology because I really just think it's a tool. Like when you're looking at photographs, you don't talk about the camera. You want to talk about what, you know, the art. But yes, we do a lot of cool technical things, and it's really beautiful. This is the topiary. Yeah, these are just from my tests over the past year. So these are actually videos that that my team takes just for us to study. So we've been going there for the past year at night to experiment in all these different areas, and you know, just to figure out what we're doing in there. And then we, you know, film it, and then I study it, and then we create the work. So, you know, we're installing in June, so a lot of this is like work in progress. Like I said, this is in the Silver Garden. We just recently finished that one. Once again, using the plants as canvas and kind of playing with the textures and what's there to really bring it to life in a different way. That's kind of what we do. So that was your dose of eye candy. Brought to you by